Okay, I think my Banshee Legend has just arrived, and it's been like over 5 weeks, I think. So it's been a long time coming, and I'm super excited. Okay, and here we are. Oh my goodness, that is a huge box. Testing, testing. Does this mic still work? Good, I think it does.
Upside Hogs.
Oh my goodness, this box is so heavy and absolutely massive. Look at this. Yeah, Kevin, you wonder what this is? What is it? Give me your best guess. He is none the wiser. He has absolutely no clue what's going on. He has no idea. I'm sorry I yelled at you. All right. I had to move my whole setup back over here because the 2-car garage is occupied now. So just kind of have to reorganize things a little bit. So here we are back at it again, just like the good old days, knife in hand. Let's unbox the Distortion's Banshee Legend. I've been really nervous about how my Banshee's gonna look, trying to look for videos of other people's produced model Banshees. Because from item to item, the paint job can vary, or how they cut up the clothes, because it's all handmade, so it can be different, of course. And I'm like, man, I hope that it looks as much like the video that they made as possible. Because some are better than others. But I shouldn't delay this any further and just hop right to it. Gonna be careful because it's foam-filled latex, so if I scratch this with the knife, that'd be very bad. There we go. Okay, it's open. Let's get a good look at this sucker. Oh, I might have opened this upside down. I opened it on the back side. I guess we'll be taking things out opposite of what it usually should be. For example, sideways, here we have the base. Such an interesting and different base from what we usually get. It's raised up, and we have got these rings so that it can be like she's floating. It's also a very thin base for how tall this character is gonna be. I'm kind of worried about it falling over to the side. Let me go upstairs real quick. I've got a second base, a very, very thin base that the Mutant Legend originally came with. I had to request a different base, one that's wider, because it kind of looked ridiculous with its legs so close together. But maybe it'll look good on the Banshee, just for the times that I don't want it to be levitating. I could use my spare base and just set it on that. By the way, I just want to note, when I asked for a new base for Mutant Legend and sent them the photo of him on this base, they responded immediately, and immediately sent over a new one just free, and it was so fast. It's awesome. Thank you, Distortions. So if something looks wrong on your product, then yeah, I'd say you could trust them to take care of it very quickly. Okay, here we've got the legs, and it's all wrapped up in this plastic. Woo. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. Look, fish feet, fish feet. Ah, fish feet, yes! Let's attach it to the base real quick. There we go, nice. I know that her paint job and stuff are meant to resemble a great white shark, which is pretty cool. An aquatic type character with her being a Banshee and all. And here we have the main piece, the torso, head, arms, it's everything. Let's see, whoop, oh my gosh, and it comes with its mouth open like that. Oh, that's so cool. Wait, look at her, right out of the box. Oh shoot, might have to lift that a little bit. Stay PG. Something I immediately notice as I try to open and close the mouth out of the box, it's very difficult to close all the way. The teeth collide with each other, and the latex kind of folds in on itself, kind of preventing it from staying closed. I'm going to try, and I think that with enough fiddling, this will work. Because obviously it works on the regular one, the one that they showed in the video, so it'll just take a little bit of working with. Here's how it looks with the mouth totally closed, mouth completely hidden in there, so that it's a bit of a surprise when it opens up, but it doesn't exactly want to stay closed. I'll deal with that later. Let me just put this right on here. I just want to complete it, put it together. And these should slot in just fine. Let me move this box out of the way. Absolutely, again, huge box, oh my goodness. I went in later down to get this cloth to get in front of the base to kind of create the levitating effect a bit better. Now, I want to point out some things. It was super tight to put together, right? Which is fine, because if you want it to just stay super stable and not come apart if you just lift it up, then that's good. I do enjoy just being able to take the upper body off, chase someone or something for fun. That's just a me thing. looking though. But I realized kind of why it's so tightly put together is because it's like off center. Watch. The upper body over here is kind of like off to the right this way, off center from the way that the legs are. Like without the cloth like covering it up, you can see that the mold doesn't match up. As long as you're good enough at like covering it up with the cloth, then like you'll be fine, but that's you compensating for them putting it off center. If you're wondering how the mouth works, it's this actual like what looks to be a door hinge, which must have some kind of pose and stay qualities. I'm not sure exactly how that works. You know, the main reason why I enjoy this character so much is the opening and closing mouth, the posable mouth to freak people out. But with the teeth colliding, you know, it bends the foam-filled latex and it prevents it from being closed all the way, or at least staying closed, even if you like push the mold to get the front teeth over the bottom teeth. And I've got to stress, like what's good, like the reasoning for buying these is the artwork. It just has an amazing paint job, amazing like molds, very creepy and super detailed. You know, I love distortions. That's why I bought this. But just like with every company, I've got to criticize them where I find problems. This might be just problems with my model, but unfortunately that got to me and I'm making a video about it. So yeah, I'm gonna try and pose her arms. Her arms, per usual, like just like any other distortions props, are very easy to pose and stay, very nice. I believe this is the first time that they're doing a kind of jaw thing. I think that they could have benefited better by just having it be a wire like it is in the arms and have like less foam filling around like the back of her throat, and then it would be less stiff to just like bend up and down. I feel like that'd be really easy to do. Just like have the wire go up and up the neck into the head like they usually do, because you can pose the necks of most of their statics, but like don't fill the back of her throat with foam, and it should be a lot easier to pose. From down here to up here, it's easy. You know, that's fine. There's no resistance. It's just when you're trying to close it all the way to hide the illusion, which is like the main cool part of her, is that when the mouth is closed, it looks totally normal. You know, as normal as a Banshee can get. She is very scary and intimidating though. The fact that it's levitating helps it a lot, because I'm a tall person and this is taller than me. So the fact that it looks down at you with this creepy grin is so cool. Like I could put the strobe light on this, put it in the haunt, and it'd be pretty easy to freak people out. It doesn't even need a strobe light. It just doesn't need anything. It's just creepy on its own. Most people buy these statics, not exactly for the functionality, but for the for all the detail as a kind of display piece. And this is one of the way more like detailed and molded and painted characters, because with a lot of characters the molds are covered up by sleeves or like pants and stuff, but this one tries to, like, you know, it's a very revealing character, but it is meant to be in service to show off all the cool details on the skin. That's the same reason why they didn't really bandage up the mummy that they did recently. I wish there was a way I could like fix this myself, fix the kind of off-putness, because it's less obvious on video, but it's very obvious in person. Like, how would I even fix that? Super terrifying face. I wouldn't want to see this like in the dark. Because of the opening and closing mouth and the way that it's molded on the inside, it definitely misshapens the mold of the back of the throat just by being closed, because it's molded with the mouth being open. So that's kind of its default position. So, you know, I'm hesitant to display it with its mouth closed, because when you open it up again, its throat is going to be all mishmashed and messed up. I think that you guys should see the side profile. You know, this is a flat back character. Very obviously, it's not very meant to be seen from the side. They tried to cover it up with all this fabric back here, creating this cape, which is kind of funny looking, but it's not meant to be seen from the back. I do appreciate the effort, at least, to cover this bit up, just because this would have been just exposed foam. So it's way better than if they hadn't done that. She's absolutely terrifying with the mouth wide open. Oh man, so freaking cool. Look at how huge the mouth is from the side. She's like Pac-Man over here. I just realized this is probably my first female prop. That's funny. Now I'm gonna try and see how she looks on the like regular base, if that'll even be compatible. I hope so. I've been keeping this base just in case, you know? Bars. Oh my gosh, so hard to lift up. There we go. Okay, let's do this. Come on, Banshee. Oh, it's working, it's working. Got those fish feet down there. There we go. Oh, she's leaning bad. I don't know if that works quite as well as I'd hoped. This isn't the intended like base for her anyways, so I'm not complaining, but there we go. She's so short. Look how small she is. There we go. Oh, I've still got hair on me. I kind of like pulled through the hair trying to get all the loose stuff off. Now, products like these are like super expensive handmade things. And obviously the quality is great, but when you're paying that much, you would hope that it would go together correctly, I would absolutely recommend this. Even though to any regular buyer of Halloween props from like retail places, this is like insanely expensive. In terms of what is usually priced for these handmade products, this is one of the more like worth it ones, considering that it has all these like exposed parts with the like awesome paint job and cool like molded details. A lot of their props will just be wearing a jumpsuit, and the only real molded and painted parts will be the hands and the head. And that'll still be priced at like close to $600, which is like crazy. But with this one, with the like added posable mouth and the levitating effect, unique base, I think pretty awesome. I do stand by that since this is my first like distortions static that I've unboxed on camera, I've got some notes. I think that distortions should normalize putting the wire in their fingers. It'll make it way more worth it. And since these things are kind of primarily display pieces meant for with like a focus on the posing, the fingers should have wires in them. They've done that with Scarecrow Wrath and the new Mummy item. But unfortunately, they haven't done that with this. I would have to put in my own wires if I want the fingers to be posable, which isn't that hard, but it should just come with wires. I'm finding as I continue to manipulate the head that it's becoming easier to overlap the teeth like that, but it still refuses to stay closed. I imagine that it'll continue to get easier to deal with, and it'll be just fine. That's just me kind of coping, but I'm being overly critical towards this because overall, this is obviously a really, really cool looking product. Like, I love basically everything that they do. And I am, of course, going to Transworld again this year, and I can't wait to see them at their booth and all the new funky junk that they'll have there. I would say that they're like the Spirit Halloween of the pro industry in the way that they have like the most iconic characters and like memorable faces, because they have a very unique style to all of their props. It means that they can't really fit in with other props when it comes to like a haunt setting. They kind of have to be main characters, which is unfortunate, but it's also cool. Like, somebody's got to have a cool style. And whenever you see a distortions prop, you can immediately tell that it's a distortions prop. It's just, I don't know, something about the paint job and the molding. I think that she should have kept the more detailed clothes that she had on the animated version. Because like these just feel a lot cheaper the way that it doesn't have any like strings or anything on them. You know, this whole chest part just kind of looks like duct tape that was put on her. But that is obviously a nitpick. And I don't imagine, I think I'm just gonna have to deal with the offset body myself. So I do not think that this, wait, let me show you. I pulled down the bit of the fabric so that you can tell, but look at that. This is how the tubes are aligned from the upper body to the legs, and it's just whoop, right over there. And unfortunately, since all these props usually come in 2 pieces, 3 pieces if you count the base, it's really hard to, you would have to replace the whole upper body, and even then they would have to know exactly where it went wrong, or else the like new upper body might not align. So it's kind of a hard problem to deal with, which is why I'm stressing it too. If Distortions is watching, watch out for that, because that would be hard to fix if somebody were to like complain about it a ton. I'm complaining about it a ton, I'm sorry. If somebody were to care about it so much that they like demanded new pieces, that's such a hard like thing to fix, or such a hard thing to replace. But overall thoughts, this is probably my favorite distortion static out of all of them, even including Mutant. Mutant is like way oversaturated now. Everybody has a Mutant Legend or a Mutant Animatronic. It's like their most popular thing now. But I think that this is genuinely just a better prop. I enjoy this one a lot. And also I just find it a lot scarier. I think it'll be, it's more usable in a haunt since it's less stylized and more just like straight scary. Let me try turning some of the lights off. I want to see this in the dark. Oh my gosh, that is so freaking scary. I love this. Anyways, that was the Banshee Legend. I'll see you later. Bye bye!